Man, that was loud. This is Casturbation. I'm Michael, joined by Friar David. His official title here, Pastorgation? Casturbation. Podcasturbation.
I like to think of myself more as an abbot.
Oh, Abbott David. That's great. The Abbott Brothers. We should probably get a Pantera song to start it. But man, just ham-fisting jokes in here. Speaking of ham-fist.
On that note,
Great term.
let us pivot to the ham fist.
Yeah, so ham-fist.
No.
Yay or nay?
What is our topic of discussion today, Michael?
Well, let's say it's suicide pods, because David kept telling me about this before we started. So now I'm curious. Like, is it like a podcast like we do?
No.
We commit suicide, or you make people commit suicide? Or they're just like pods of people that are,
Well, we're just jumping right into it, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's a pod, like that you like almost like a sleep deprivation chamber, or is that what they call it? Sleep deprivation,
Or like the things that keep you in the Matrix.
sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're deprived of sleep in that thing if you're afraid of the dark.
Yeah, are there sleep deprivation pods? It's just playing loud-ass music like we do at the beginning.
I mean, maybe
It
that's
just plays our podcast and you can't sleep.
It's a form of torture they employed at Guantanamo Bay.
Never forget.
Controversial suicide pod that kills peacefully, in quotes, gets go ahead in Switzerland. Oh, of course it's the Swiss.
Of course it's the Swiss.
Fucking Swiss, dude.
You can kill yourself in style.
Dude, everybody always sucking off the Swiss. I hate the Swiss.
I mean, I like Swiss cheese.
I don't. There's like no other nation of people on this earth that I hate or hold any hate towards on that level. But the Swiss are the only exception to that rule.
But why? Aren't they the ones
Fuck the Swiss.
Aren't they the ones that are always like peaceful during every war?
And that's why.
That's why you hate them.
Yeah, well, the fence sitters, filthy fence sitters.
Yeah, probably.
Just we're neutral. We'll hoard all the world's ill-gotten wealth and burn the paper trail.
Yeah, there's that too.
And fund the cabal of pedophiles, which we exposed on our last episode. Go listen if you didn't hear that.
We exposed it. And no one came for us, so, it's out there. We figured it out. But don't they make ho-hos as well?
They figured if we got killed after that, it would look too suspicious.
Yeah, it would look so suspicious, just like how Jeffrey Epstein just killed himself.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
They learned their lesson from that. Everybody's onto them.
Yeah, everybody's watching us.
So they couldn't take us out
They couldn't.
without drawing just way too much.
Unwarranted.
The DOJ would have no choice but to indict.
They'd be like, you made us do this. We told you to be careful after the Epstein shit.
Yeah.
You went after Casturbation. It was like
It's a
everyone
bridge
knew.
too far.
Also, you guys could have gone after someone small like Joe Rogan. But no.
Yeah, you couldn't just be happy going after Joe Rogan. All right.
It's like you really had to send the SEAL team. I was like, this will look like they killed themselves with like automatic weapons.
I don't know if you heard, Michael, but on a somber note, a member of SEAL Team 8 actually died today in some training exercise.
Really? No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I did see that news pop up. So,
Shit. Well, that's a pivot. Yeah. Well, jeez.
on a somber note, we're gonna get serious
We're gonna
here.
get serious
Casturbation. No,
here.
but really, obviously, no.
I wonder how many SEAL
But
teams
here's the
there
thing,
are.
these guys, they join up. The Navy SEAls are obviously tough sons of bitches. They know what they're getting into.
So it was like a routine training, or was it like a basic training?
I can look up the details if you want, but we were on the suicide pod article, and I'd like to not get too convoluted down.
Oh, because that's also like really heartwarming.
That's the main thing I wanted to cover here on Casturbation.
Let's
The
go back.
uplifting story about the suicide pod that the Swiss.
It is the
Fucking
holidays.
Swiss, dude! I told you the Swiss are evil.
Yeah.
I told you the Swiss were evil.
I bet you the Swiss like somehow killed that Navy
All right,
SEAL.
well, let me get into. Let me read some of this to you so that you have an idea.
All right, for the suicide pod.
Yes. A coffin-like capsule
Oh, really? Oh, God.
that allows people to end their life could be used in Switzerland from next year, its creators say.
That's like
from next year.
from next year onward. I imagine. It means
okay.
like starting like in a few weeks.
The Sarco suicide pod allows a
It's called
user.
the Sarco suicide pod. That can't be real.
It allows a user to lie down and activate the process themselves
Oh.
within a matter of minutes.
No.
Individuals are asked a series of questions before they can press a button,
Before they
which
can
brings
commit
oxygen down
suicide.
to a critical level. Nitrogen fills the 3D printed device, quickly bringing oxygen down
so
to
it's
21%.
It's 3D printed.
That's what it says. To only 1%. So oxygen goes from 21 to 1% in about 30 seconds.
So you just like struggle and suffocate, trying to be like, let me out of this pod. No,
Yeah.
you push the button.
The disoriented and euphoric feeling then follows before they eventually lose consciousness.
Oh, God.
Death takes place due to hypoxia, low oxygen in the in the body's tissues, and hypocapnia, reduced carbon dioxide in the blood, followed by critical oxygen and carbon dioxide deprivation. Dr. Philip, well, I'm not even going to pronounce
Dr. Phil?
that. Dr. Phil, whose Exit International organization came up with the capsule,
Suicide pod.
told local media there is, in quotes, no panic, no choking feeling. In continued quotes, the machine can be towed anywhere for the death, he said.
Bring it home.
Continued quotes, it can be an idyllic outdoor setting or in the premises of an assisted suicide organization, for example. The person will get into the capsule and lie down. It's very comfortable.
That's good.
Barring any unforeseen difficulties, we hope to be ready to make Sarco available for use in Switzerland next year. Around 1,300 people ended their life using assisted suicide in Switzerland last year.
Sarcos.
The Swiss government is yet to make clear whether it intends to allow the use of the capsule.
Yeah. I think I would just buy one and like keep it in the closet. It's like a party toy. Yeah, what is
Isn't
that?
it just a weird thing to be just like assisted suicide has always been kind of an odd thing.
Yeah, I have a 3D printed suicide pod just lying in the corner just in case I ever decide to use it.
Hey Bubba, can we come over and use your suicide pod?
It's like, it's great. It's like, as long as you have someone to turn it off at the last second, you get high as fuck.
Yes, yeah. See, so yeah, doing the future look. 10 years down the line, these things are everywhere. Motherfuckers are 3D printing. Bubba's 3D printing them.
Even Bubba could do it.
And then it becomes a form of like abuse. Like people like flatliners where they're like going right up to the edge of death, but then like pulling back and like it gets you like really fucking high or something.
You know what? I'm on board now. The Swiss are evil. Like, what is this? The suicide pod? The Swiss Sarco suicide pod?
It's like, let me hit that.
yeah. Exactly. Like, you're getting high, like, feeling a little bit good. It's like, yo, dude, we converted this suicide pod to just put weed smoke in there instead of the nitrogen, but the oxygen still goes out too. So you just start smoking weed, breathing it in.
It just it's
You can't be in there for more than 15 minutes. We lost Bubba actually because he stayed in there for 30. Rest in peace, Bubba. He did not know what fate he tempted.
So I can look up the Navy SEAL shit real quick.
I mean, if you want to. If we want to pivot back to a more somber moment.
Okay, so to the SEAL team member dies after training accident. The accident is under investigation, the Navy says.
I would hope so. If it happened today.
It'd be odd.
Open, close.
This will air a week from now, so you'll hear about this a week from now, I guess, unless you heard about it the day it happened. A Navy Special Warfare Service member assigned to SEAL Team 8 died Tuesday at a civilian hospital in Virginia after being injured in a training accident over the weekend. The Navy confirmed. A service member assigned to SEAL Team 8 died on December 7th at Norfolk Centera Central Hospital in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where it happens. That's where all those boats are
They
parked.
sustained injuries on December 4th in Virginia Beach.
Were they doing it all on the beach? I guess no one should be swimming. It's
So
cold.
the details are thin. Like all your
really?
questions still remain. Questions remain.
It was probably something like Rico and Starship Troopers. It was an accident. Live fire exercise.
Could have been. It could have been at the range. They're goofing off at the range.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like
Or they probably were like in the water and they are Navy SEALs after all. We're like, okay, we're going to just like pretend to invade Virginia Beach. And of course, everyone knows the Virginia Beach weather in winter is worse than Antarctica.
everybody knows that Virginia Beach is fortified.
Even more than Omaha Beach. I mean, they have that crazy statue of Neptune. I mean, that would intimidate most invaders.
So anyway, yeah, we just want to pay our respects to the fallen service members,
Yeah, I mean,
even if it is a training exercise.
there's probably Navy SEAls like dying every day. Maybe not. I guess there's not that many Navy.
No, but that
SEALs.
is like kind of shitty, man. Imagine
Yeah.
dying in a training exercise.
I know. That sucks. I don't think anyone would disagree. I mean, that's like, yeah, like dying in like the test when you're getting your driver's license and you crash the car for like, the behind the wheel. Do they even do that
Yeah, like,
nowadays?
I wonder how many of the how many times has that happened? Because it's got to have happened. The law of statistics says
There has to be a few. I mean,
that like literally a new driver like killed their instructor and everybody.
and they have a brake. I wonder if you could buy one of those cars. That'd probably be awful.
They had a brake, and yeah, but they didn't have both. Like some cars have like the whole set on both sides, but other cars,
Yeah, the one I had just had the brake.
like it was literally just a regular car that the guy modified.
Yeah, so there's like
Have a
two brakes.
pedal, yeah, on his side.
But yeah,
He,
I
like,
remember
just built a pedal.
I remember my behind the wheel teacher was Mrs. Witt, this old ornery lady.
Way to dox your fucking teacher.
No, she's passed away.
Tell
now.
everybody.
She's fine.
Tell everybody her social.
She was great.
Tell her social.
She's dead. It's already like you can't dox her.
Tell her social.
I will. I know it. I have it right in my brain. It's 555-55-55-5555. And
Oh, hilarious.
she was actually my
Great joke.
Oh, it was great.
Michael's batting 1,000 tonight. Jesus fucking Christ. Pick it up.
He's like batting 500. She was my school bus teacher too. So she had to drive a school bus, and then when she dropped all those asshole kids, including me, at school, she had to like get in this other car that had two brakes and drive a bunch of other asshole kids. But I remember her telling me, she's like, "Oh yeah, there were 3 times I got in serious car accidents. I had to go to the hospital." She's like, "Please don't do that to me." I'm like, "I'll try not to." Because she's like, some kids, they literally just assume that I'm going to teach them how to drive because there's idiots out there because we live in the world. Some parents are like, "Oh, yep, it's behind the wheel." I'm sure they were taught how to drive, but like, oh, they'll figure it out. They just press the pedal. And so apparently she had this one girl, never driven a car before. And I guess for some odd reason she was trying to save time because, you always have to go on the highway to like get the license for like 5 seconds. It's like, oh, you gotta merge, speed up. And I guess the first thing they did is get on the highway, and the girl never drove, so she just like went straight into like the oncoming lane of like an 18-wheeler, like completely smashed. Everyone was okay. That's why I'm laughing. Eventually they were okay.
Oh, that's not fun.
This is the trauma. This is not fun. This is Somberbation today. We're talking about Navy SEALs.
I wish everybody would have died. That would have made the story better.
Well, I wouldn't have heard the story if everybody died. It just would have been lost through time.
It would have made for a better and more entertainment.
It's like, well, so everybody died, and then Miss Wick came back to life as a zombie and continued because
No, she left you a note that told them that
whole
I'm going to
story.
die in an accident today. She had a premonition.
well, I only talked to her when I was doing Behind the Wheels, so this happened beforehand. The story couldn't have happened, like, yeah, unless she did have like Final Destination shit. I mean, everyone's seen that log truck driving down the highway, and you're like, nope, I'm gonna get out of the way of this. Miss Witt probably did like every day. She had like Final Destination dreams of just kids getting her killed. She's like slamming on the brake, the second brake,
Oh yeah, she probably woke up in many a cold sweat.
just slamming on the second brake. Husband has to be like, no.
She's
it's
like a
okay."
Charlie horse in her fucking foot from like constant
Just kicking.
tension. Yeah, it's just the whole night tense down, like she's pushing the brake.
She probably had to be like tied down. So she just didn't keep kicking animals and shit at night.
She had needed to take a hefty potassium supplement before bed
Yeah.
to prevent the Charlie horse. Did you hear about this lady that she came? She had $100,000 in cash seized by police at Dallas Love Field Airport.
So not Dallas Lovefield.
Yeah, I got it wrong. I was reading it too fast. Yes. Did you hear about this?
No.
It's
So
crazy.
but what was it seized for? She just had it?
Yeah, it's just because she had lots of money.
You're not allowed to like just carry money.
Apparently not.
I mean, that is a little sketchy.
Not in this country.
I mean, who
I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
I mean, it is, and we love money, and that's why we confiscated it and we put it back into the vault of money we have up in D.C. But
Called
like,
the Federal Reserve.
yeah, that is. I mean, that's a little sketchy to be flying with $100,000 on a plane. I mean, I guess it's pretty safe on a plane, unless the plane crashes and then you die. But then who cares? Somberbation. Everybody dies today. At the
Maybe.
end of every story.
Maybe DB Cooper,
I know.
came back through time and
It was a woman.
well, no, like just gave it to this woman unbeknownst to her. She didn't realize. But apparently,
He
I
didn't
mean,
steal 100,000 though.
but I mean, Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
Like, imagine if it was just like your life savings and you're just like, well, off to start a new life.
Well,
and
because
then
I
the
imagine they would have
police
asked
took-
her, like, why do you have all of this money? And maybe she did not have a good reason for having all of this money.
I don't know.
Like, they probably are like, hey, by the way, we've been watching you for 3 years. You're the wife of a drug lord. We know who you are, Stuff we don't know about.
Apparently, the Pope is dying too.
Oh, Jesus. This is the most merry episode we have. It is December. The holidays are upon us. The Pope is dying.
Now, that's all you fucking see in the news, man. It's just death.
I mean, it's true. It's
There's
bad
literally
news.
like 3 stories about death. There's
So the Pope's dying. Well, how's the Pope dying? Like, was he shot?
Pope Francis is dying.
Not funny.
With insiders saying they believe the pontiff will not survive past.
Oh, is this like a
2022.
Woj bomb, but like in the Pope instead of the NBA?
It's a Vatican source.
Yeah, the inside source, like Adam Sheriff in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we know who the source is yet.
Source is the guy who poisoned the Pope.
Yeah, he should be done for it any minute.
In a matter of days, he's dead, says insider. Cardinal murderer man. What is because yeah, cardinals, they're pretty high up. Like, what's like under Pope? Is it under Pope, like an underboss in the mafia?
Dude, I don't know the fucking structure.
Well, you should. You're Catholic. You're devout.
I don't know.
You should. You pray every time before every episode.
All right.
You do Hail Marys.
Vatican authority structure.
I mean,
Let's Google it.
because it's not just because it's like Pope, Cardinal. It's like Archbishop. I know that's a thing. Archbishop's got to be high up there. And then I imagine there's a bishop, a bishop before the Archbishop. Unless you go straight from like, I don't know, just priest.
So it looks like there's a few branches of government.
Okay, so the top is Pope, right? Or I mean, the top is probably God, like it's Pope, like second.
Yeah, I mean, I would say God is
Yeah,
the ultimate authority.
because he speaks to God.
All right.
So what is it? What is it? So it's like Pope.
Well, you have an executive, a legislative, and a judiciary.
What for the Vatican?
Yeah.
This is bullshit. I thought it was just like Pope and like everything else. That's
And
the
the
way it
Pope
should
is
work.
ex officio sovereign
Oh,
of the Vatican City State since 1929.
the sovereign. Well, I mean that makes sense. He's the Pope.
He delegates executive authority to the president of the political commission
So it
for
goes-
Vatican City State.
So it goes Pope, President of the Vatican.
Yeah, there's a lot. It seems like there's a very convoluted.
Good God. Good God. Good Pope.
The judiciary. Vatican City has a legal system distinct from that of Italy.
Yeah.
This is really interesting shit here.
Some weird.
The fucking political structure of Vatican City. Michael's on a tear today.
Oh, come on. You're
It's absolutely,
just trying to find Archbishop.
absolute tear.
I am on a tear. The Archbishop. You're going to hell. 'Cause you talk shit about the Pope. Said he was dying.
I was reading a news article.
It's inside source.
Shut the hell up.
You shut the hell up.
I didn't.
Don't make me call
come
the
up
Pope.
with it.
You're the one who brought up that the Pope was dying.
Yeah, this is a news article.
You're gonna die. The Pope's gonna kill you. The Pope's gonna like go all
God's
John
gonna
Wick.
kill me, not the Pope. What's a Pope gonna do? He's dying. But when he dies, he will become cool. He will ascend to cool. See, people think when you die, you go to heaven. No, you go to cool.
Oh, so where's cool? So is heaven also
Where's
real
cool?
though?
No, cool is what people is just conceptually what people call heaven, but we call it. It's really called cool.
Yeah, that would be funny if you get to heaven. It's like, oh my God, I made it to heaven. It's like, no. That's not what we. We don't call that here.
Heaven,
It's just
what's
simply
that?
Called cool.
It's like this place is called cool, and there's no hell because everyone's cool.
I don't know. I don't think Hitler should be in cool. Someone's got to go to hell. There's got to be like somewhere. I guess in cool, yeah, they have like the drunk tank. That's where they put like some of the assholes, like Pol Pot, someone like that.
the drunk tank. Well, no, this purgatory still exists.
Oh, so yeah, where all the unborn babies go, and then Hitler.
Yeah, they go and
It's all the assholes and the unborn babies, and then there's cool, and then there's purgatory. But there's no hell, so don't worry.
well, yeah, you don't have to worry. Like, what kind of god does that?
I mean, purgatory sounds pretty shitty still.
Well, I mean, how shitty?
I mean, it's not as shitty as hell, but it's not cool.
Oh, that's true. It's definitely not cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not cool. I mean, is cool still consist of like just only clouds?
No, it's cool, bro.
Yeah, it's like, you got all the climates. The
Yeah,
good
whatever
ones.
you really. I mean, it's whatever. It's
Yeah,
cool, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to live in Alaska, here you go. It's cool. It's
No,
literally cold.
everybody wants to know what cool is, and it's cool. No one can define cool. Cool just is. You know what cool is when you see it. Everybody
Exactly.
does.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can. Nobody can be like, I'm cool.
Yeah, you can't just claim to be
People
cool.
say that you're. People decide. Society, the world decides if you're cool.
Well, God decides if you're cool. The master plan.
But yeah, that's really all it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
He
God.
decides who's cool and who goes to purgatory
like-
with all the unborn babies.
it's not about being a good person. It's about being cool.
Yeah. So, like, people that think Jimi Hendrix went to hell, which doesn't exist, purgatory,
Why would people think that?
because he, like, was doing summoning spells on his guitar, lighting it on fire. But guess what? He's cool.
Jimi Hendrix, guitarist / genocidal maniac.
Well, I'm not saying he's See, I mean, heaven and hell are cool in hell. Well, see, there's no hell apparently. So, I mean,
Stop rambling.
no, I guess everyone.
Get your thoughts together.
I guess everyone goes to purgatory.
Yeah, well, why would there be a hell?
Well, why would there just be cool? You can't send everyone to cool because then you can be just like an asshole. You could be like the.
Well, what if some people just don't get to go?
Well, then where do you go? You just go to purgatory, according to you.
Well, how about you just go nowhere? How about you just your soul dissipates into nothing?
I mean,
How about that?
guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe you just die and there's nothing.
Because I feel like giving somebody eternal life, even if it is in like the worst existence possible, you still are giving them an existence. What about if they're just nothing? It's just
Yeah, it's true. Like the upkeep to have all those souls around. Like they closed hell like 10,000 years ago due to money problems. It's like we can only afford to have cool. So we're just gonna send everyone to cool. And hey, if you're kind of a piece of shit, we're just gonna like delete you. But what about me?
exactly. It's like Tron Legacy.
Exactly.
It's
It's
like-
exactly like Tron Legacy.
It's like getting derezzed.
Yeah. I mean, dude. Like, hopefully when I get to cool, like Daft Punk's there, just doing the soundtrack. For
Oh,
cool.
I mean, I'm sure they will be featured at least somewhere in the
Prominently.
lineup of the endless music festival occurring.
there's just
in
all these
Cool.
clouds with different DJs, just like logic
It's like
above you.
Avicii.
Yeah, I knew you were here.
Yeah, of course. Avicii's in Cool. He's up there, yeah, just still making hits,
Oh yeah, and like
topping the charts, topping the Cool charts.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, is the Billboard 200 still there? Cool.
Of course, it's basically just a mirror of this reality,
What
except
if nothing's different except
it's cool.
except it's cool? Yeah.
It's just like it's literally
Except it's cool.
yeah, exactly. It's like nothing, like none of the constructs that constrain your existence here matter there. So it's like you can literally just like walk in a grocery store and there's everything you could possibly need.
Are there grocery stores in cool?
You don't-
Like, are you still hungry?
Yeah, of course.
Of course you're hungry.
You still, yeah. I mean, hunger is a great, satiating your fucking hunger is one of the greatest pleasures that exists. That's the whole point of being in Cool is just to experience all of the great things.
Yeah, like everyone has their
It's
own
just a
grocery
constant-
store, so you don't have to like wait in line. Like if you're really hungry.
Well, no, you just don't have to pay. Like, there's no like.
Well, there's that too.
It doesn't matter. You
Well,
just
if you don't
walk
have to
in-
pay,
you
there's
just
probably
walk in
some
and grab
people-
in whatever you want. No one's working. Like,
Oh, everyone's like looting. Yeah, I guess no. I guess that would be shitty to go to cool and like still like have a
this is
job.
minimum
at, like,
wage
Walmart.
jobs. It's still like,
Yeah, I mean we
No,
got to get cool
that's the
running
whole-
somehow.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Cool is that there is no, job.
Well, who's making the food?
Well, it doesn't matter because it's fucking cool.
But why do we still have a grocery store? Like, why can't you
It's
just
God,
be like,
man. God just makes
It's
everything
God.
happen.
God's like-
God's magic, bro. So,
he is
just
indeed.
fucking deal with it.
He is indeed. It's true. It's hard to argue with that. He's God.
So if you
not
want to,
much.
where's the food go? Oh, God.
Where's the food come from?
Any hard questions, just God. All right, let's just say that.
I'm like, what if you really like shooting guns? Like, you're allowed to like shoot
of
people?
course. Well,
and
I mean,
cool?
you can't like, you can't
So
really
no one
kill
dies.
it. Yeah, we can't kill anybody. It's that there's life and death doesn't exist in
What's
cool.
the satisfaction of that? Like, you just get in gunfights. Like, no one has water gun fights anymore. They just shoot each other with like 38 specials.
Well, I mean, you can shoot somebody, but it's not going to do anything. Like, you just like it doesn't matter. Like, because like human form, like you're not in a real physical.
Yeah,
form.
would you look like yourself? Yeah, like, or
I
can
mean,
you just
you
be
can look like whatever you want. It's cool.
like, what if
It's
I
like
wanna be-
everything. Again, all the constraints of this existence don't apply there.
Like,
so
what if I
money,
wanna-
your fucking like permanent body, like all of that stuff is not. That's not cool.
It's not cool, man.
What's cool is be able to do whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, I guess that's true. But like, what if I want to like?
There's probably a West world that exists there where you can like go
Yeah.
get your rocks off on like actually like murdering.
So I'm
some
saying, like, what if I
motherfucker.
what if I want to get a
But-
prostitute and cool?
I'm sure. Yeah, but see, you don't. Money doesn't matter. Like, no one's gonna be selling it.
That's true.
It's just gonna be available.
Well, then how am I gonna get pussy and cool? Do I just ask somebody and it's given
It's
to me?
just available.
Does God just rain?
There's a
pussy?
store. There's a pussy store.
Oh no, but yeah, who's running the store? Like, it's just
Nobody.
like-
It does. There's no money. You don't need to run anything. Stop.
But what if you love running a business? Like, that's what you want to do and cool.
Then you can. Then you can.
Are you just like giving things to people, not selling it? Just like, here you go.
Well, you can't have commerce. Like again, there's no economic system.
There's no carts or things to carry around your shit in. I guess you would just have like force powers. and
Why
cool.
not? Why wouldn't you have that?
I mean,
You
how
can
much
still
food are you
transport.
free food are you getting at these stores?
But you can eat as much as you want. Like you're never full.
Oh, that's not good either. So you're always hungry.
Well, you're not always hungry, but you're never
but
you're never full. So you can literally eat as much
Just
as
eat
you.
steaks all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Just constantly eat steaks.
If you wanted to, and
Hey,
then
honey, what do you wanna
never
do
get
today?
fat. You never get fat. You don't gain anything.
That'd be funny if still you have to work out. But yeah, what if people like working out? It's like,
Then you can. There's nothing stopping you from doing anything.
well, then who's running the gym? I'm kidding. God,
You stop asking stupid questions. You know the rules of cool.
I don't know.
And you're
the
not
rules of
being cool.
I don't think. I don't know if I'm gonna make.
You're
it
not
to
gonna
cool.
go to cool.
I don't think I'm making it to cool.
You're not gonna go to.
I'm
cool.
gonna end up with the unborn babies in the place like right below cool. And there's probably has to be a janitor for purgatory, right? Just like
Why?
sweeping up.
Why you?
babies.
Why would that exist? How does that make sense?
Well, because maybe the guy was like almost cool, and God like kind of threw him a bone, like, "Hey, dude, you can come up to cool like once a week, but the rest of the time you gotta stay down here in purgatory." Because I imagine it goes like by level, since there's no hell. It's gotta be a basement. Someone takes the trash out.
I don't
what
know.
do you do with your trash?
Purgatory
and
does-
cool?
I don't look. Let's just throw purgatory out.
All right, so which is cool. So like, I guess the assholes they're the ones that have to do the work, like clean up the trash. Because
Well,
what
how
do you do with trash? Do you just like throw it to the side? It just like disappears because it's magic.
Well, how about that? If you're like a piece of shit in life, then you have to like work as like
You
a
have to-
janitor.
You have to work
and-
at a Kroger.
Well, everybody else gets to like
Party.
have all the fun and all the possible fun that you could have. You have to actually work and support yourself, and there's
There is money in cool, but
Yeah.
only if you're an asshole.
only, yeah, only applies to you.
Yeah.
And you can only go to certain places. You're like segregated again. But this is only if you're like Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. You have like Hitler, Stalin.
So
you
like
know.
people, you can like you can beat up Hitler if you want. Everybody can like sort of rag on him.
That'd be pretty funny. Yo, Hitler, like do a line of coke off.
And
Like,
see, you
some
can like kill him
woman's
too,
ass.
and he'll just come back to life, and so he has to like endure it like that. So that's hell, right?
Yeah. See I'm okay with that. So yeah, it's just cool.
See,
Like, and
everyone's
you all
just,
make
like-
it there. Like they don't delete your soul. Like it's like, what is a soul? Well, you can't just throw it in the trash. It's like, no, we're gonna make these souls.
They
do
still
something.
delete your soul. What soul? They don't have a soul.
Well, if they're gonna delete anybody, they should
don't go
delete Hitler.
Murder
No,
6 million Jews if they have a soul.
Oh, they keep Hitler around. Well, he's something.
What
He's got a
what do you
bad
mean?
soul.
I said they delete it, but he would just be a husk of a shell of a.
Oh, so it's just like Hitler's body, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. We can't have him like inspiring the fucking
Okay,
masses
yeah.
of cool to
Well, I feel like-
anti-Semitism.
Hopefully, God, would like have a plan around that, like make sure Hitler isn't around all the other asshole janitors.
Right?
There's an
Well,
uprising
that's what I'm
in
saying.
Cool.
Like they start
Yeah.
marching with fucking tiki torches down
down Cool Avenue.
Cool Avenue.
Every street is just named
Oh,
Cool
Jesus
Street.
fucking Christ! All right. Yeah. So I mean, that's
Excuse me, you're not going to cool with that kind of language.
no. All the rules don't apply.
So you can curse, you can say goddamn.
You can do whatever as long as you're not an asshole and like murder people. And
There's probably a few things.
yeah, there's a few things on the list.
Because I'm an asshole, you're an asshole. So I'm like, so we're not going to make it to cool.
But you're also a rapist.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't want to be a janitor. I'm like, taking back my ways. I've renounced them.
Michael's not really a rapist, disclaimer.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I got your back.
I accuse you, and then I tell people it's not
I
true.
back it up. I make sure that we don't let slander go
We don't let self-slander that we give to each other go
unpunished.
Take it back. Yeah. No. Well, I should punish you. You're not going to cool. I'm taking you out with
Well,
me.
God, that's for God to judge
Well, maybe I am
and
God.
decide.
We're all God.
We're all part of God.
Yeah, God. He must look weird as shit.
I like how that's like the rationalization. People are just like, well, if God is everything, then we are part of it. It's like, okay, great. Like,
Awesome.
it's like you thought about
Eat
it
some
for
more
like 10
mushrooms.
seconds and you came up with this like awesome, oh my God.
A shower thought.
So if like he's like everything, and then so am I. It's like, okay, chill.
It's like me and this quarter pounder with cheese are God.
Yeah, it's like me and Ray Kroc are God.
We're all one.
We're all part
Kroc.
of God.
Maybe Ray Kroc was God. And like when we get up there, it's just Ray Kroc being like, hello, welcome to cool.
I'd like to think he had a little bit of divine inspiration.
I'd like to think he had a little bit to do with the whole cool.
Oh, Ray Kroc's chilling and cool right now.
Oh, he's
Serving up McDoubles.
yeah. There's probably every Big Mac up there is like perfect. It like looks like the commercial. It doesn't look like what you normally get in that shitty bag.
Of course. That's what's so great
It's
about
even
cool.
better. It's actually like
Like
steak.
nobody even makes it. It's just like assembled by God. God makes your
Big Mac. Yeah, dude. God makes your Big Mac. Good album. My Bears in Scotland.
That was Bears in Scotland follow-up album.
God makes your Big Mac.
God damn it! Why is always with the damn references to corporate shit for my indie band? We can't have that.
Oh, because it's like subversive.
How about hamburger? Just say that.
It's like God made your hamburger. But what if I want cheese? It's like that's the point.
God made your hamburger. Yeah, that works. I think that's a lot better. God made your hamburger.
But then, yeah, when they sell out, they re-release it as God made your Big Mac, and they change it to electronic music, and it's all like covers, remixes. But right now, it's God Made Your Hamburger by Bears in Scotland. God made your bear burger. Yeah, so you go up there and be like, hey, can I have a hamburger or just a burger in like the form of like T-Rex? Things you've never been able to try. Like just...
Oh, you mean meat-wise?
Yeah.
You got to be careful. I probably wouldn't stray too far.
Why not?
Because there's a reason why we eat certain animals.
Well, we don't eat dinosaurs because they're all dead. I mentioned they were still here. We would eat one.
But there's all sorts of weird-ass creatures that are out there that people are like, have you, like, there's reasons why we don't eat certain creatures because their meat just tastes fucking weird.
Well, you know what? I'll be the judge of that.
Fucking cow and pig and chicken are all very...
Cow, pig, and chicken. The three things you need.
The Holy Trinity.
They're right above the Pope in the hierarchy of the Vatican. Archbishop Pork.
The cow, the pig, and the chicken spirit.
Hallowed be thy name. Welcome to Cool. It would be awesome if there was just a cow, a chicken, like a pig, just like, welcome, you made it. You can eat us.
Like in the style of Far Side, like they're like standing up like in lab coats.
Yeah, exactly.
Like humanity is their experiment. Like they're this intelligent actually the whole time, and they put themselves on Earth in the form of cows and pigs,
Sacrifice themselves.
in the form of in beast form, to like keep an eye on us to see what we did, and we ended up just like
eating them. It's like we gave you so many chances.
And not even just like eating them, like we put them into like factory, like we like mine
Killing
them.
factories. It's like, at least you made suicide pods, 3D printed ones for yourselves. It's like you put us into factories with just giant saws, like on a conveyor belt. Moo. We tried to warn you.
Didn't you think we looked cute?
It's like, have you seen videos of us just sliding down a snowy hill because we're fat and cows? And you ate us.
And see, that's where the vegans are like.
They never make it. Yeah, they're all the janitors and cool. Because the vegans are like.
Well, I was gonna say they were the ones that got the blessing.
Oh.
Because they didn't eat them. They're the only ones.
No. I don't think the vegans should get any kind of.
The vegans and the vegetarians.
No, I don't think they should be on any kind of upper level of above us meat eaters when it comes to cool. Because then it wouldn't be cool.
Or maybe it is like the cow, chicken, and pig are all like.
We wanted to be eaten.
We were your bounty.
It
was our goal.
Yeah, it's like we somehow mass produced ourselves. And there was too many, the population. So we sent it to Earth to eat us.
They're really like just like 3 different intelligent races of alien beings.
Yeah, like the cow, like when it comes to intergalactic
and there's
war.
Like, there's been a great like interstellar war that ended in the unification of all 3.
It's like the cows were like the brute force, always came at you.
We don't need to go that far.
The chickens were scientists.
They were the brainiacs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they didn't have the pure raw strength of a cow or a pig, so they had to find a way around. They did sneak attacks like the SEALs, the Navy SEALs. The chickens came in. Chicken Team 6.
Chicken ninjas. Yeah. All right, so
and thus they created
humanity is
cool
an experiment
in the universe. Yeah, basically. And that's what we've uncovered this week.
And they created cool is, and so what they were doing was there's all sorts of complicated shit that's way above our heads because how could we possibly understand?
Yeah, I mean,
what their intentions are. They're intergalactic beings.
They're speaking to us all the time, but we can't even understand it. It simply sounds to our stupid plebe minds like moo.
Yeah. One day we'll invent a device capable of translating it, and the whole time we're gonna hear
the cow's like, here's how he's like, this is a proof, for black holes, It's like, here's the 4th dimension. You can't even understand.
Oh yeah.
Like all these theories, like all these that we have, they'll just solve them all. Just one random cow. Oh, they teach that in cow school. Yeah. Clearly.
Like, moo. Which just like translates to, an entire equation.
Yeah, like everything starts typing out. It's like all the numbers, and, like all the math.
Variables. And
yeah. Just like someone like puts their glasses on, like somebody write this down.
Are you seeing this? Somebody's like got like a cigarette in their mouth and it just falls out.
Yeah.
In disbelief.
Someone's like, on the old touch phone, it's like dialing a number. It's like, get all the scientists on the phone. Which one? All of them. Bring them here. Smash cut. All the smartest men in the world. Just one cow, like in the middle of a room. Now, cow, say what you told us last week again. Moo, and it's like a whole different message. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, we'll find out that they've been warning us of like an impending attack.
Yeah, he's like, you're fucked. That's all it says. When they do the math, it makes like a 3D picture. It's just like a meteor coming towards us. We're like, fuck.
It was like some ancient.
You kept eating us. We kept trying to tell you.
Yeah, you just kept eating us. It was some ancient race, some ancient evil that existed that long before that almost wiped out the
cows.
Yeah,
the cow empire.
Yeah, the cow empire was almost the bovine. That's what they probably go by, not the cow.
Yeah, they probably don't call themselves cows.
The Bovinians.
And then there's the chickens. Yeah,
that would be poultry.
Mm-hmm. This is the poultry, the bovines, and the pork. I guess just pork. It's just the pigs. They're still the pigs. They wear it affectionately. they like. It's like the
porcine.
Is it porcine? I don't know. Let's just call them pigs. So the bovines, the poultry, and the pigs. The pigs, they always
the
like
Bovinians.
The Bovinians. Lord Bovinia.
This is a great Bovinian war, and they survived. And so, yeah, they
But
came to
barely.
warn us about this great impending threat and how we were the key to solving it.
60,000 years ago, they
But
sent their last ship to Earth.
But we ate them forever.
And the only ones left were the really stupid ones. They were like kids, so they just like didn't know how to speak.
The oral histories were not
Passed
passed
out.
down. Unfortunately.
Turns out that's what killed the dinosaurs. Like it wasn't
Dinosaurs.
the dinosaurs, like this giant meteor. It wasn't a meteor. It was just like their ship, and they just couldn't stop it. It crashed into Earth. Then they come out and they're like, "Welp, there's nothing left but these weird humans. Don't worry, we shall raise them." But we humans, we always fuck everything up.
All right, we've taken this premise far enough.
All right, so the cows. Just think about that next time you eat a hamburger.
No, that's what you see when you go to Cool.
They tell you, hey, you might be wondering how this all got here. That's the first thing you do. It's like, you can watch any movie you want. Guess what? Here's a movie of an intergalactic war that really happened. We actually just have the footage. Oh, sweet.
Anyway, what else is new, Michael?
What else is new other than cows? I mean, do you think turkeys were involved? I guess they would be involved.
Let's pivot away from the thing we've been talking about for like 40 minutes straight.
What else is new? I ate spiders. That's not really new, though.
You hate spiders?
Yeah. I mean, I know they're good for the environment. No, I didn't eat them. I only eat cows, pigs, or chicken. That's it.
So last week you're like, you hate Tom Hanks, and this week you hate spiders.
I mean,
Michael's got a lot of hate in his heart.
I do. It's funny.
He's about to join a hate group. The Southern Poverty Law Center is about to list Michael on their website.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it to Cool at this rate with all the hate in my heart. But have you ever been driving down the road and like just fucking bug or something's on there? It's like, God damn it. Do I either just crash my car or just let this bug go about its business? The spiders, they keep getting into my car like twice in the last month. I think there's like a spider clan in my backseat. I should probably check that out.
The spider clan.
They're just coming. So one day I'm going to be driving and also like all these like spiders just start crawling all over me. That'd be pretty horrifying.
Yeah. It would be like the plot to the movie Eight-Legged Freaks.
One of the greatest of all time.
Oscar contender.
Obviously. Do you think that movie, they show it in Cool? Like if you want to see that in theaters? Like I want to watch Eight-Legged Freaks on IMAX.
Can you stop asking questions about Cool?
Like
you know the answers. You know all the answers.
I guess I don't.
You are enlightened.
Okay, good.
You have been inducted into the religion of Cool. You've been inducted into Cool, the Cool religion.
All right, cool. Good to know.
Cool, and see, Cool is like our amen.
Eight-Legged
Cool.
Freaks was actually pretty disappointing, if I recall. Pretty sure I only saw it once, maybe twice.
Remember. I don't even care. I was a stupid one-off reference. We don't need to focus on that movie.
Well, hey,
It's
Eight-Legged
David
Freaks.
Arquette.
Yeah,
We can focus on him.
Yeah. What has he done other than Scream and Eight-Legged Freaks?
I don't know.
I guess that's it. I guess that's it.
And be Courtney Cox's husband.
Yeah, and that too.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
literally
And
all
then they
I
got
know about it.
divorced. There's a new Scream
Isn't
movie.
he like Patricia Arquette's brother?
Maybe. Is that another clan like we established last week? The Arquette clan? That's not a very good
We
one.
didn't establish that clan
No,
last
not
week.
them. Yeah, I said they're a new one, but are they? Are they powerful?
Are they a clan? I mean,
Eh,
David seems a little
they're probably on the same level.
limp-wristed.
Yeah, probably on the same level as the Buseys. And by the way, Gary Busey still lives, in case you're wondering.
Busey lives.
Yeah, spread
I
the
kinda
good news.
I want to make that into a shirt.
Busey lives.
Busey lives with exclamation point.
And it's just like the screenshot of him, saying like a fucking alien. His eyes are all big.
Or it's the cover to the movie Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part 6. And instead of the hockey mask, it's Gary
It's
Busey's
Gary
face.
Busey's face, yeah.
And it says Busey Lives.
That would be pretty cool if, Jason took off his mask and it was just Gary Busey the whole time. Twist.
I mean, it really...
It is like literally Gary Busey. It's not
They
just
look
Gary
very
Busey.
similar.
I mean,
The times Jason's mask has come off.
like his fire burnt face with the squids coming out. Not squids, like worms.
Well, that's a zombie Jason.
Okay.
There's a few different...
Isn't he always zombie Jason?
No. No, he dies in the fourth movie.
Well, he's
The
dead.
final chapter.
That's true.
He dies in the final chapter.
Well, but he's
because it was
dead.
meant to be the final chapter. What do you mean he's dead?
Well, the whole premise of the first movie is that he's dead, and then he comes out of a lake at the end. Spoiler alert.
But I guess that means he's not dead, huh? Then Michael,
I think he was already zombie.
or he might not have been dead. Maybe he was hiding.
He was hanging out in the lake.
maybe he
whole time?
maybe he almost died and then hid. Well, his mom
He
killed
just hid in the lake.
and his mom killed everybody, and he was like, "Well, she's killing everybody. I'm cool with
He
this."
looks pretty dead.
And then after they kill his mom, he goes after the bitch or dude. I can't remember who it is. That kills.
He went after a lot of people.
I killed his mom
throughout the movies. I mean,
I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not supposed to. It's just supposed to have tits and violence,
yes, another good band.
which is similar to Game of Thrones, which was tits and dragons.
Yeah. Some violence. God, that show sucked.
It was
At the end.
pretty sparse on the violence.
I mean, they're like in the.
There's some moments. It's got its moments. Like,
I mean, there
the
was a
Red Wedding.
pregnant lady getting stabbed.
okay,
in
the
the
one
stomach.
part. Like, the one
The one
part.
part in the first season, like Khal Drogo, he like pours like that molten gold like on the dude's head. It's pretty violent. He's like
like one
screaming as he
scene.
melts. Okay, so yes, there's violence in it. There's one scene. A guy gets his like eyes gouged out. The Mandalorian gets his face like popped like a grape.
That was pretty cool.
I think it's pretty violent throughout the show.
I mean, the violence is extreme, but it was always this like shock value violence. You know what I mean? It was like, it was never like,
sometimes
it never really felt too organic. It was just like, oh my God, we got to just like freak everyone out. Yeah, subvert your expectations.
a lot of people died. I mean, people are like jumping out. Because, yeah, there'd be like one episode, everyone's just talking and like being clever. The Game of Thrones. And then the next episode was just like everyone's got killed.
plotting and talking.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And holding their cards close to their chest.
We are all fake
We're
British.
scheming. And we
Yeah.
talk with British accents.
Yeah, it's like we all slightly have accents.
Uh-huh.
It's a Game of Thrones.
It's a proper Game of Thrones.
I don't want it.
Fuck that show. We're
I
not going
know.
to talk about it.
Well, it's because like
We
the worst
ain't
part
gonna
is
talk about
the worst
it.
part is that
We
they
ain't gonna
like
talk
ruined
about
the end because those assholes that
We
made
ain't
the
gonna
show.
talk about it.
The assholes that made that show, like they ruined the end because they wanted to make Star Wars movies, and now they don't even get to do that. Thank God. Not like they could make it any worse at this point, but man, that would have been a terrible. They were supposed to make a whole trilogy.
We're not going to talk about it.
Oh, it's getting talked about. You've heard of Game of Thrones, right? No. It's done. Everyone hates it now.
No, but back to Friday the 13th. So Jason dies in part 4, the final chapter, which
many are there? Like
starred
12?
Corey Feldman. And I believe Crispin Glover was in that one too.
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe. Weirdo.
And so after Jason dies, there's Tommy Doyle is the character. Now, is that Tommy Doyle?
I
Is
don't
he
know.
from fucking?
Sounds wrong.
That sounds like
He's
the
in
kid.
something.
That sounds like the kid from Halloween.
Yeah. They're all slightly interchangeable after the respective first ones.
Yeah, I think it is Tommy. Is his
How many
name.
Friday the 13th are there?
So Friday the 13th part 5 is about Tommy becoming Jason, basically, like the new Jason. See, that what they were trying to do is like obviously
see.
Jason dies in part 4. They were trying to actually have a continuation where it's like the little kid actually then turns into Jason, or like because he went through the experience and survived.
Oh, yeah.
Like the trauma turns him into Jason, and he becomes a new killer. And so they were going to try and do that,
But they were
but
so
part
clever.
5, A New Beginning, I think is what it was called. And yeah, it just didn't quite work out. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily that bad. Like, I mean, it's still got violence and plenty of shit
Tits.
going on.
Yeah, it's
But-
tits and violence. That's all we wanted.
But man, it's just like the pacing and everything compared to like what came before and after. It really just falls short. So that fans obviously hated that one, and so they made Friday the 13th Part 6. Jason Lives,
I mean, you got
which
to.
is just a return to form. It's a little more slapsticky and goofy because they had to bring Jason back. Basically, it's like through stupid supernatural machinations that it occurs, but it's like we're just trying to get the show on the road.
Oh, really? They don't just like give him the defibrillator? I can't say that. You know, the
Well,
things
that's
that bring you back
basically
to
what
life.
they do. They stab his
Oh, really?
corpse, and then it gets struck by lightning, and then it reanimates him. I'm not joking.
I haven't seen those in so long. See, I always liked the Halloween ones because they did the same thing because they tried to do a pivot on Halloween 3. It's like, oh, it's the season of the witch. Everyone's like, where's Michael Myers? It's like Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. Then of course it's like the curse of Michael Myers. In case you're wondering, still here. He's always on the cover, stabbing somebody.
Well, I think the 5th one has his niece on the cover.
Well, I think the 4th, 5th, and 6th were like a weird mini trilogy involving his.
It's not
niece.
a mini trilogy. It's trilogy. It's like I think
it's called Halloween 4 through 6. It's not, it's like in the middle. It is like its own little self-contained
and 4
story.
and 5 are directly connected, like the way 1 and 2 were. I'm not sure. I think 6 is that the weird one with like the spirit of Michael Myers. Something. It was like the Paul Rudd one. Is that the Paul Rudd one?
I think it is. Because Halloween H2O, I think, was the 7th one.
Okay.
And then there was Halloween Resurrection, where this is, the end of Halloween H2O, spoiler alert. Jamie Lee Curtis just cuts off Michael Myers' head, and then turns out it was just like a random dude who was driving the truck.
Yeah.
Like Michael Myers put a ball gag. He's like, please don't kill me.
He broke his throat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just throws her off a building after stabbing her a bunch of times at the very beginning. I feel like there was some famous pop star at the time in that movie as well.
Well, it was Busta Rhymes.
That's right.
Michael Myers is a killer shark.
And so was there anything else after Halloween? Well, because there's the new ones, but I think Halloween Resurrection was the last of, the classic Halloween movies.
Well, then there's the Rob Zombie ones after that.
Yeah.
There's the 2 zombie ones, and then we have the 2 new ones.
It's like, what if Michael Myers was just like a hillbilly with long hair?
Well, they started rebooting it after they were just like, well, like we can't do the continuation thing.
And now what they do is they did with the new Halloween movies. Now movies come out and they're like, all those sequels didn't happen.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They keep doing that with random movies.
Yeah, they keep doing
like
that.
Terminator.
Well, see, before they were actually still kind of trying to make stuff work until they were just like, fuck it.
Exactly.
Just throw it out. We're starting from scratch, folks.
Yeah, like Michael Myers over decades, he was obsessed with his family because it didn't establish that Laurie was his sister till the second one. But in the new movies, it's like,
oh,
like
it's just throwing all that out.
Oh, just kidding. Some people might have thought this, but she totally wasn't. I'm like, all right, cool. And another good thing about Halloween H2O is it has a Creed soundtrack.
Oh yeah, the most important thing.
As did Scream 3. I think came out the same year. And
the Scream 2 soundtrack had Cottonmouth Kings on it. Fun fact for
it was a fun fact.
Everyone out there.
We're full of fun facts here at Casturbation. So, like, Friday the 13th.
Who remembers that band?
So, after Friday the 13th, Part 6, like, what was there? Because there was the remake.
So, yeah, so that's what's funny. It's just like Halloween is starting to go off the rails already at Part 6. We're just getting started at Friday the 13th. I mean, Halloween.
Well, because there was obviously Jason X when they went to space. Yeah, Halloween. What'd you say?
I don't know. Well,
Halloween the Friday.
Jason X is Jason 10. X10.
Like, next Friday
it's the 10th one.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
In space.
And so after 6, you have Part 7, which is the one where they start drawing. They like, we got to make this. All right, we have him going around killing everybody. Like, how can we change this up a little bit? So they added a girl in that one that has like telekinetic powers, almost like
that's
like
right,
a Carrie influence almost in it.
Oh my god!
And so
yeah,
it's
he can like kind of talk to Jason a little bit.
Yeah, and like
sort
kind of communicate and then they go to like they're battling at the end.
And doesn't he kill her?
No, she survives.
Oh,
so I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he always survives. But he just ends up in the water at the end.
He always ends up in the water.
Well, yeah.
That's where he lives.
That's basically, yeah. He always has to like emerge.
He lives in a lake.
Reemerge. But then you have Part 8, which is Jason Takes Manhattan, which
that one's fun.
An hour of the movie takes place on a fucking boat, not even in Manhattan. It's
he
only the
gets to
last
Manhattan.
30 minutes
exactly,
of
like
the
at
movie.
the end of the movie. And he punches a dude's head off, though.
Yeah, he punches a dude's head off, which is great. But that's like the only good thing about the movie.
Jason Takes Manhattan. Someone's like, get this.
So after 7, they were just like totally creatively bankrupt. Just like, okay, we just like ripped off Carrie a little bit.
What if he just goes to New York?
Just like, yeah, Don Draper just like in front of the presentation screen. Just
in the
like,
boardroom,
New York. Get this. New York.
Yeah, it shows like Jason, it's like here he is. He's in the woods killing people. What if, and he has the new picture, it's the same picture of Jason, but just like the Empire State Building's in the back. Everyone's just like, where can I sign this check?
So imagine Jason walking down Broadway.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine seeing that in the trailer? How badly would you want to go see that movie?
It's like, I would sell my children to see it, sir. Yeah. It's always that guy.
And so after
So what was 9?
9 was Jason Goes to Hell,
Oh, that's right.
which is not Jason's not really even in it. It's his spirit keeps inhabiting different bodies, kind of like a similar problem to
Jason's an asshole.
what the Curse of Michael Myers I think was going on with that one. Was like it was like his spirit was like fucking with Paul Rudd or something. I can't remember the plot. It was
I don't know.
stupid.
It was
It was this whole
stupid.
thing with rune stones and like some curse and so
Yeah, it was the curse.
some Irish curse.
return.
An Irish curse.
Oh, Michael O'Myers.
And so Jason
Jason
Goes
Voorhees.
to Hell is a similar kind of issue there, where
See,
it's
it's
just
too
like
bad that
the
movie was-
iconic thing that everybody likes about it isn't in the movie. Really, I think he might be in it at the very beginning, but like it's not for long.
Yeah, like I remember the cover of that movie like freaked me out in movie stores back in the day, like the VHS, because it's like his mask and there's like some weird evil demon worm like coming through the eye.
Apparently, that demon worm is his soul or some shit.
Oh,
Like
God.
at the end, or the
that's
movie, I'm pretty
right.
sure it's like comes out of like somebody is just like,
It's like
they like kill it somehow. I don't know.
it's like it's
can't remember.
driving like a robot Jason body. It's just a worm driving it.
It's off the rails, dude. The movie's horrible.
So they figured the solution to that was to send him to space.
So after, well, I
So
mean,
he goes to New York City and then he goes to hell,
but after he went to
which
hell,
we've established doesn't exist.
they
here.
didn't make another one for like a while. Like that,
It's
like
probably like 5.
that. Jason Goes to Hell like buried the franchise for a good few years. Like nobody
'Cause
wanted
Jason
to touch
X came
it.
out like in
Well,
2000.
it couldn't take it anywhere. Like it was just like, what do we do? And but see, that's the thing is like Leprechaun in space and shit like had already happened. So they were like, well, what can
Hey,
Don Draper?
Leprechaun went to space? Because I know Leprechaun, there was like 4 of them. I
So
didn't realize he went to space.
And so we cut back to Don Draper, and he's just like, get this, Jason in space.
Same guy.
Guy's like, sir, I just came in my pants.
yeah, yeah. He's like, sir, I don't know what to do with my hands.
But yeah, dude, of course the Leprechaun went to space, dude. Hold on. Do we got to look up the Leprechaun series
Well,
now?
because there's like, because I know there's Leprechaun Back in the Hood. I think it's like the 3rd one. He goes to like Los Angeles.
They started making those like after they made like the main run.
Leprechaun. It's like, you know what people fear? Leprechauns. Oh, wait, to tell you. Going to
God
slit
damn
your
it.
throat, I am.
I looked up Leprechaun on Google and went to Wikipedia, and it just took me to the Leprechaun fucking article about leprechauns. I'm like, I want to know about the movies, not fucking leprechauns.
Well, forgive Wikipedia for not just
They
automatically
should know what I
defaulting.
mean.
Yeah, no one's actually looking up leprechauns on Wikipedia unless it's the horror movie,
Okay, the Leprechaun film series.
the LCU.
So here it is. Leprechaun was the first one, 1993.
Really?
Yep.
It's newer than I thought.
Leprechaun 2 was 94. Leprechaun 3, 95. And I remember Leprechaun 3, that's the one where he goes to Vegas, I'm pretty sure.
Viva Lost Leprechaun.
And then Leprechaun 4, in space.
Really?
Yep. See, all of these like, happened before the whole In the Hood thing. The In the Hood came out next in 2000. There was a 3-year hiatus.
So he went from
In
space-
Space killed, buried the
So he
Leprechaun
went
franchise.
so he went to space and then he went to the hood.
Yeah. Dude, the Hood is one level up from space.
You know, I have never seen Leprechaun 4 in space, if that's the official title.
So
I need to.
So yeah, then you have Leprechaun in the Hood, year 2000. You have Leprechaun Back to the Hood. They spelt it "tha"
Yeah.
instead of
THA.
the THA.
Yeah. It's the hood.
The Hood.
You don't say the hood, you say the hood.
the Hood. I don't know.
Leprechaun.
I don't know.
Back
And
to
then
the
you
hood,
have-
eh?
Then Back to the Hood buried the franchise for 11 years until it
came back?
It returned with Leprechaun Origins.
Oh, that's what they-
Wolverine. No.
Yeah, that's when they were doing all the origin movies because it was 11 years later. Yeah, that's when all that shit was coming out. It's like, have you ever wanted to see how the Leprechaun became Leprechaun?
Leprechaun returns in 2018. So
What? Leprechaun.
there's a few entries. I told you though. Okay, so back to Jason in space. So it's like the space thing was already been done, right? And they were like, well, if we're gonna do the space thing, let's do it better.
And if there's any franchise to pilfer off of, it's Leprechaun.
Yeah, if you're gonna steal from anybody,
Yeah, steal from the best.
yeah, yeah. Leprechaun truly is like the Coke of horror franchises.
Yeah, yeah. When it comes to space, when it comes to sending a killer to space, they are the Coca-Cola. Jason X is the Pepsi. Maybe the Dr. Pibb.
But yeah, I mean, I think Friday the 13th has the most entries.
I would imagine so because there's Jason X, and then I guess they didn't do it. Well, there was Freddy versus Jason.
The
And then-
crossover.
and then
the dawn of the crossover.
Oh,
God, I think
Freddy
that was the first crossover. I think.
Was
And
it?
then Alien versus Predator.
Because they were around
was-
the same
yeah,
time.
very close.
But
I think it was Freddy versus Jason was.
You know,
first.
Freddy versus Jason wasn't that bad.
Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, it was.
It's better than Jason
wasn't
Goes to
that
Hell or
bad.
Jason X or Jason Takes Manhattan or like half the Jason movies. A Nightmare on Elm Street was actually halfway decent.
2003 was Freddy versus.
Oh, so
Jason.
Alien vs Predator was 2004, and that movie was garbage because it was rated PG-13. I'm like, so you take two R-rated franchises, you combine them together, PG-13.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
The whole movie didn't make
Fans
sense.
were in open revolt.
Because that movie is basically saying what we said about the cows earlier. It's like the predators came to Earth and they just like left the aliens in a pyramid somewhere. And then a bunch of humans find it later. And then the predators like, oh shit, they found the aliens. The other aliens, because we're aliens.
It was not a very good movie.
That movie's garbage. And then I think like this one
It's
predator.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Dude, fuck that guy.
Who only made video game movies. Like I think he made Resident Evil.
Everybody like sucks him off for Event Horizon, but even that's like weird and goofy. It's just like House on.
I like it.
It's weird though because
but
like
it's not good.
it came out before House on Haunted Hill, but it's like it feels like it's just ripping off. But I don't know.
In space.
It's House on Haunted Hill
He said
in
it's
space. Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
Maybe that was the first space. They said a leprechaun. It's like, what if we just did a haunted house movie in space? But I guess Alien already did that. But hey, Event Horizon, that movie, it's got its moments. I do like that the characters react how normal people would react right at the beginning when they find that fucking ship and they find the video of like the blood orgy and like Lawrence
this
Fishburne.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here.
It's a great line read from Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
for sure, for certain.
They
But
did
it
him
doesn't
dirty.
save the movie.
I'm not saying
It's
saves
a
the movie.
stacked cast.
Oh, you got Sam Neill. You got all sorts of random people.
Jack Noseworthy,
That's right.
my favorite.
Yeah. My favorite. You know, when David goes to cool, like, he's just going to hang out with Jack
Jack
Noseworthy
Noseworthy.
the whole time.
We just be knocking back Jaeger bombs.
Watching Event Horizon, making fun of it. I mean, that movie at least has ideas. You know, like it's like a guilty pleasure kind of.
It's all about the ideas.
Well, speaking of
man.
horror movies that I kind of like that I won't say are good, like I like Silent Hill. Like that's kind of fun.
Ew.
Like-
no. I mean, Silent Hill 2 is dog
The
shit.
movie. Oh yeah. Oh, the movie. Oh god. Yeah.
Yeah, like no.
What was
the
it
movie.
called? I was like, how dare you besmirch Silent Hill 2, the video game? how dare you?
No, I the first one wasn't bad, but it was definitely one of those things where it's
said,
like,
like-
you kind of had to be familiar with the source material because otherwise it was just like, God, what is happening in this movie?
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like I said, it's not a good movie, but it's like a guilty pleasure.
But anyway, I think it's about time to wrap this up because now we're just reminiscing about movies. Yeah, I'm sure this is super interesting.
Horror movies. Because, you know, it's Halloween season. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Yeah. I mean, this has been Somber Cast, remember? We started with suicide pods, and we ended up just talking about
Well,
movies
we invented the afterlife here. We uncovered the truth. That's what we're doing here
We
every
didn't
week,
invent it.
folks. We didn't invent it. I mean, we uncovered it. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
exactly. Yeah.
I corrected myself.
Good.
Shut up.
It's like cereal.
And so we uncovered the afterlife. We're just doing that here every week. We're just like we're sleuths.
Like, we just follow the clues. Like, we don't know what we're going to find.
But yeah, we don't. We really don't. And so we really just dive into that cavern, the abyss,
Yeah.
the void,
Sometimes, like, it takes you down a dark path.
the eternal blackness. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, on that note,
Into the void.